Okay, first-time home buyers, we are on video 2 now of the whole process with getting an offer accepted and getting to closing. So yesterday I mentioned just the overall aspect of making an offer. Today I want to dive a little bit deeper into just one certain part of your offer, and that's the inspection period. What does that mean? What does that look like? How does it work? Okay, so there are, again, I mentioned yesterday, there's 2 different contracts, and the inspection period is a big differentiator between those 2 contracts. So the first contract, the standard contract, is going to give a little bit more security as far as making sure that the deal is going to happen and close all the way. So this is a lot more attractive for a seller that's been educated by their listing agent. So with the standard contract, an inspection period is going to give you a certain amount of time, whatever you put in, whatever is negotiated and agreed upon. Typically what I see is about 7 to 10 days for an inspection period. That means you have, say we get a 7-day inspection period agreed upon. You have 7 days to hire an inspector, get them over to the house, take a look at the house, get the inspection report back to you so that you can see everything that's going on, if there is anything going on, if there's any issues, so that you know what to do from here, and then present this report to the seller if there's anything to fix. So with the standard contract, what is going to happen as well, you're going to be agreeing upon a set amount of money that the seller is going to be willing to put up to make any repairs. So say in the contract, you put down $3,000 that the seller is going to repair as a result of the inspection. So the inspection report comes back and there's something that is up with the house and it's going to cost $2,000 to repair this. So the seller is obligated by the contract to make that repair because we put $3,000 in there. There's still $1,000 left over. Now say the report comes back and you have $5,000 worth of repairs. They are only obligated up to $3,000. So what happens at that point? So at that point, the seller can say that they are going to agree to make the whole repair, and then you're good, then you can keep moving on. Or they may say at that point, we're going to do the $3,000 repairs, this extra $2,000 we're not willing to do because we only agreed to $3,000. At that point, you as the buyer have a decision to make. You're either going to come up with the $2,000 and repair it yourself after the closing happens, or you can pay it at that point and get it all repaired at the same time. Or if you don't have that money, at that point you would have the ability to walk and get your deposit back. But most times things are going to happen still. You're going to be able to have the closing. You get that far into the deal, usually things can get worked out. But that's what happens in the standard contract. Now the other contract is what's called the as-is contract. With the as-is contract, it's a little more, there's a little bit more uncertainty until the inspection period is over, because with the as-is contract, if you have a 7-day inspection period, within that 7 days, you can back out of the contract for any reason. And in my opinion, it's a little unethical unless there's a valid reason. If the inspection comes back and the house needs a new roof and it's $20,000 and the seller's not willing to do that, then you can back out and get your money, your whole entire deposit back. But there's been times where you're within the deal, and come day 6, the buyer just changes their mind and they don't want the house anymore. According to this contract, you can back out for whatever reason. So please keep that in mind when you're going through this, to make sure you really like the house and everything comes back. Make sure that your agent is educating you on these 2 different contracts and what they mean for you as the buyer, because the listing agent's going to be doing the same thing for the seller. Again, a standard contract is going to be a lot more attractive than an as-is contract if there's 2 competing offers. So keep that in mind. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. As always, if you have any more questions about inspections, again, let me know and I would be happy to explain anything to you in more detail. This is Nick with First Partners Realty. I'll see you tomorrow with video 3. Take care.